Hi listeners, it's Kat here from Aghast. I just wanted to take a minute outside of the show to let you know about alter ego empowerment coaching. It's time to invest in your relationship with yourself. We all have a tendency to put other people or tasks first, but in doing so, we can sometimes neglect our relationship with ourselves. Let me be your advocate and show you a kinder, gentler way to treat the most important person in your life, yourself. Alter Ego Wellness offers life coaching to help you achieve the life you desire through interactive online coaching sessions. We also offer online yoga and meditation classes. If you think Alter Ego Wellness may help you, please feel free to contact me, Catherine, at alteregowellness@outlook.com or at alteregowell on Instagram. Okay, now back to our show.
Hey folks, ooh, yeah, that's right. I know it, you know it. It's time for some true crime. Welcome to Castbox. We got some fucking murder, rape, and bullshit filth to tickle your fancy. We know you've been longing for it. You gotta hear about someone's bad fucking day, someone's bad fucking week, someone's bad fucking life. Here's what we got for you today. Here are the porn genres we have for you today. Not staying within church rules or guidelines. That's a good one. Eternal Mountain. Gladiator tournaments. Rubber band around testicles. Ooh. Today, we are discussing the Anthill Kids. I fucking hated this one, and I'm sure you're gonna hate it as well. So, let's get into it. My name is John. And I am Kat, who's currently watching YouTube and not doing the morning dishes before we go to work. And this is Castbox.
Hi everyone.
Hi folks, my God, holy cow.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. This is episode 69. 69, motherfucker. Yeah.
I didn't even realize you didn't tell me that.
Bend the fuck over. Bend that shit over. Episode 69 is about to get in ya. Get into one of your offices or two. I don't know. I don't know. 69 is not a...
No,
it's
there's
not a
no
milestone.
fun about 69. I don't know what all the hype is about.
I remember asking my dad, because he grew up...
God.
He was born in 1945. A German immigrant. Experienced a lot of racism growing up. You know, you fucking Nazi sort of thing. But I asked him, like, geez, you were in the summer of love of 1969. You would have been 24 years old. And I asked him, like, what did you do? Like, did you go to Woodstock? Like, what did you get up to?
That is insane to think that your father was 24 in 1969.
Yeah,
that just blew my mind.
And I was expecting him to, like, say I was drunk in Mexico doing
Which he's
blow
done.
off a fucking...
Stripper's ass.
Yeah. You know, I was at Woodstock getting high and blown, like, just a lot of, like, you know, substance abuse and blowjobs. And he's like, I worked on a pig farm.
And that comes with all kinds of other perks.
Yeah. I was like, so similar experience.
My father was born in 1941, a Portuguese immigrant. Since now that you guys are getting our backstories.
And what kind of racism did he enjoy when he came over?
Did he enjoy? I don't know. He's never spoken of it, but I don't know if he's ever experienced racism.
Yeah, my dad was very bitter about the racism he experienced.
Yeah, I mean, like, he experienced, like, negativity towards him learning the language. Like, you know, people who didn't have patience for a man learning the language.
Yeah.
But, you know, he fought in a war, so he could handle it.
He had a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
He had a thick skin.
He does.
Anyways, what the fuck? Why would we bring this up? Oh, since 69. Well, whatever. Let's just get on with the fucking show.
Why don't you give us our disclaimer, please? For the love of God, do all of us a favor. All the comments that are like, God,
There's no comments. There's no fucking comments.
There's comments from me.
There's no comments.
There's comments from me.
Yeah. All right. We'll do the disclaimer. Cue the fucking music. Hey, folks. We here at Aghast have a lighter touch to true crime. The lightest touch you could possibly imagine. We are like that index finger and thumb just grabbing that 7-inch long coarse boob hair just off the edge of your nipple and twirling it around and then plucking it off the C-cup breast of a man named Bubba who lives in his basement and watches reruns of Friends and Sex and the City while masturbating vigorously. And the reason we So just to confirm, we are the finger pulling the hair of true crime off the boob of podcasts.
Whose name is Bubba.
Or Randall. Any of those names will work. And the reason we have to have this air of levity is because true crime sucks. It always has and always will. Don't fool yourself. And we need to go to work and make money, and we can't be riddled with these thoughts that float around in our heads about the subject matter that we cover. So if you are not a fan of ridiculing, belittling, and insulting murderers, rapists, and their fucking families that created them, and all the sons of bitches, all the bastards who made it easier for them to do what they did, if you don't like that, you're a clown and a fool and a moron, and you probably are concerned about a climate crisis. You fucking idiots. For the rest of you, you're cultured, intellectual, and you're not afraid of gluten. And we welcome you to this podcast. We're not political. We're just talking about true crime and normal things. And so sit back, relax, and other euphemisms, and let's get right pissed as we get pissed off. Best of luck. Good luck.
This is why I want us to maybe start video recording our podcast. John does do hand gestures as he does these disclaimers. He plucks at invisible hairs around the nipple and all sorts of things. So it's great fun being beside him. Second thing.
It's kind of like, have you ever watched, my mom is a hand talker.
I am too.
And you know, because she's a boomer, she's always on the fucking phone. And it's the silliest thing. It's like watching a real bad mime get really angry about, conservatives and other stupid bullshit.
I'm a hand talker too.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say it? You're my husband.
But you're a millennial. You're not on the phone. You're on MSN.
Oh my God, yeah. ICQ and MySpace,
All right, who gives a fuck?
Okay.
Who gives a shit? Let's get on with the goddamn show.
Despite me being Canadian, I speak terrible French, so bear with me as I spit through these names. Roch.
There's no French name that has that.
Yeah, so
it would have a roll. I think it would have a roll of the Roch. I don't know. His name is Roch Theriault. This is the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
So we just call him Roach.
Okay.
Who gives a fuck how to pronounce Roach? It's R-O-C-H. Roach as in the bug, as in the vermin.
Okay, his name is Roch Theriault.
Roach.
I will say Roach, but just so if anyone wants to Google him. And
Roch Theriault.
It's Roch Theriault.
My name is Roch Theriault. I smoke the cigarette and I fuck the bitch.
Okay, let's finally get on with this episode. So Roch Theriault was born May 16th, 1947.
Oh, 1947. Boomer alert.
Fuck these boomers, fuck these yuppies, and fuck everybody now that I think of it.
Stupid boomers.
Is that Saguenay?
Saguenay. You have to say things with a little bit of like you just smelled something bad, like Saguenay.
In Saguenay, Quebec. Quebec. If we have any listeners left by the end of this episode, to Pierrette and Hyacinth Theriault.
Pierre and Hyacinth?
I know.
Isn't hyacinth like a flower?
Yeah, it is. To Pierre and Hyacinth Theriault. Roch would make claims that his father was abusive towards him when growing up, but these claims were shut down by his older brother. It's unknown if there is any truth to the abuse.
Yeah, his brother's like, shut the fuck up. You had a perfectly fine... There was always the correct number of candles on your birthday cakes, you fucking idiot.
Roch was considered extremely intelligent, but would drop out of school in the 7th grade.
That seems like a common theme with these pieces of shit. Like, they were so intelligent. Well, they were so intelligent. Why'd they get fucking caught?
Yeah, like the case...
Why did they become shit-ass criminals?
Yeah, like the guy that locked all those women up in his basement that we just covered, he had like a IQ of like 180 or something like that.
I feel like this is just some bullshit that people like saying about criminals. They were so intelligent.
I don't know.
We should be inspired.
Ted Bundy was considered highly intelligent too.
But they always say that.
So maybe there's truth to it.
No, I don't believe it. I think it's horse shit.
When he was 13, he became obsessed with the Old Testament of the Holy Bible.
Well, that... And it's not like he was interested in Judaism. You know, it's like, no. He wanted some Old Testament storylines in his life.
He was convinced that the wars of good and evil were near.
No.
And that the world was going to come to an end. He converted from Catholicism to Seventh-day Adventist Church.
No, I don't agree with churches that have like that many names.
I know. It's a Protestant Christian church.
Of course.
He quickly converted to their way of life. No unhealthy foods, no tobacco, no drugs, no alcohol.
No fun.
Yeah, I know.
No. What do you get to enjoy? I like knitting and reading about Cain and Abel.
And granola.
Jesus, fuck.
Roch would hold seminars for the church to gain new members, but while doing this, he had decided to start his own group.
What? Like you could just, for the Seventh-day Adventists, you can just be like, hey, I'm a priest today. I'm going to hold my own seminar.
No. So what he did is he would hold seminars to gather new members, like in like public squares.
He's like a missionary.
Yeah, exactly. But he, I guess, realized he had high charisma. He decided, hey, I'm awfully good at this. Maybe I can start my own thing.
No, don't do that.
So he started the Anthill Kids.
What?
He wouldn't give...
I just picture like a bunch of like slightly chubby kids.
No, they weren't children.
Hanging around like a Dust Bowl kind of fucking town. Being like, hey, Jerry, I bet you $20 you sit on that anthill. And he's like, okay. And he sits on an anthill and gets a bite in his rectum.
So he didn't give them that name until later in the story. So I'm just titling it now. But he named them that for their ant-like work ethic.
Okay.
And he would use his likable personality to convince people to quit their jobs, leave their families, and join the Anthill Kids.
It sounds like he preyed on idiots.
Effectively, that engaging in a conversation about boosters makes it even...
Who the fuck?
Waco did that, but most of them brought their families. So, but those whose families didn't agree, they would just up and leave. And the Jonesboro... They left their families too.
That is so fucking stupid. Yeah. Who does this shit?
In 1977, Roch started going by the name Moses.
What?
He and the Anthill Kids lived in their own commune in Ste. Marie, Quebec. At this commune, people would be able to listen to Roch give his speeches, live free of sin, and in unity and equality. During their time there, they would be kicked out of the Seventh-day Adventist Church for not staying within the church's rules and guidelines.
Oh, you're out.
Despite not taking part in drugs and alcohol before, Roch had now developed a drinking problem and imposed harsher rules on his cult followers.
That's always good. If you want to live free of sin, you want to live good, have a drinking problem. You're a natural leader. Have a drinking problem.
He became a dictator, not allowing his followers to speak to each other without him present, and they could not engage in sexual activity without his permission.
What are these rules? These people are like, I left my job. I was working at Indigo. I was really proud of how I was displaying the books on the shelf. I was working at Home Hardware. I was at Canadian Tire. I was a very happy receptionist with a family of 3. And now I am not allowed to have sex or talk to people without the consent of Moses, who is currently finishing his second bottle of Jack.
There is no freedom without the law. What the hell is this? No, they broke the rule. The unwritten rule.
He would punish them if they didn't seem devoted enough by beating them with belts or hammers. He would also restrain them by suspending them from the ceiling and would pluck out their body hairs one at a time.
What? Pluck out their body. What is this? Can these people just leave? Like, did he have guards?
Well, just you wait.
Whoa.
In 1979, Roch was convinced the end was coming in February. So February of 1979.
Of course, it's ending in 1979.
He packed up his followers, which consisted of 9 women, 4 men, and 4 children, and he moved them to the Internal Mountain, which was located in Saint-Jacques, Quebec. While there, the whole month of February came and went without any event.
Yep, it would.
Roch explained this away, stating that the Israelite and Roman Catholic calendar followed different time zones.
Different time zones. This sounds like the kind of fucking bullshit that comes out of Greta Thunberg and every other climate crisis advocate. Oh my God, the world's gonna end.
Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
The followers had built log cabins and had settled at Eternal Mountain. Roch then married all of the women within the commune, and between the 9 female followers, he had 20 children with them.
Oh my God, holy shit.
Roch's insane behavior grew stronger. He started inflicting terrible abuse on his followers and performing medical procedures that he had no business attempting.
What do you mean medical procedures?
We'll get there.
It's like open heart surgery today.
Well, just...
It's a Tuesday, open heart Tuesdays.
In 1981, 2-year-old Samuel Gilgare was struggling to pee. He was 2. So Roch had sliced open his penis.
Oh my God. What is this? Where is this kid's parents?
Obviously, the child was completely inconsolable due to the pain and shock of this surgery.
Oh my God.
So Roch had ordered his follower, Guy Veer, or Guy, to beat Samuel. Samuel would die from this punishment.
So he cut open a kid's penis and then beat him.
Yeah.
And ordered a guy named Guy to beat him. Like, I'm hating this story.
The followers then set Samuel's body on fire to conceal any evidence. Roch then punished Guy for beating the boy and cut off Guy's penis.
But he ordered Guy to beat the boy.
I think, like, beating him to death. Roch...
But, like, you're beating a 2-year-old.
I know.
When you beat a 2-year-old, it almost always ends up in death.
I know.
One punch and you could kill a 2-year-old.
So he cut off Guy's penis. Roch ordered the commune to say, if ever asked, that Guy was trampled by a horse.
What?
Police had arrived at the commune shortly after the incident with Guy Veer and Samuel and discovered his burnt remains. They were all immediately arrested and charged with negligence causing bodily harm.
That's it?
So if they went with the story of being trampled by a horse, they were just charged for not disposing of reporting it, I guess.
This story sucks.
After they all served their time and were released, they moved their commune to Burnt River, Ontario.
Who the fuck names a river Burnt?
Some followers left while being released from prison, but most stayed faithful to Moses.
What?
The commune would sell baked goods, smoked fish, and maple syrup to support any financial needs.
Can you imagine someone trying to recruit someone? Hey, do you like selling baked goods? Do you like smoking fish? Do you like maple syrup? Do you like cutting off penises off of children?
I got the place for you?
Yeah, let's have some fun. Welcome to Anthill.
On Burnt River.
Jesus, holy fuck.
Roch, as if even possible, grew crueler. He would hold gladiator-style tournaments.
What is this?
I know. Forcing his followers to fight one another.
This is fucking stupid.
He would beat them and defecate on them. One particular time, he forced his followers to break their own legs with sledgehammers to prove their devotion to him.
Who are these fucking sheep?
They would be forced to cut off toes, smear feces on each other, shoot each other, and sit on hot stoves.
These were once people who went to school and learned about history. They probably worked at a gas station. Maybe they were like a Dairy Queen attendant. And now they're fucking in gladiator tournaments pooping on each other.
God.
This is so stupid. It is incredible how fucking sheep-like people are.
He would also force them to eat their own feces and would sexually abuse his followers. There were now 26 children within the commune.
But only 13 penises.
And they were not free from his torturing behaviors either. Children would be nailed to trees while others...
What?
Children would be nailed to trees while others were forced to throw rocks. They would be sexually assaulted and whipped naked.
I don't fucking get this. Who watches this? Who takes part in this and is like, oh, this is a typical Wednesday.
During a blizzardy winter day, one of the female followers put her baby outside. She reportedly did this to keep it safe from Roch's abuse. However, the baby would die from being outside in the cold weather.
Yeah, you live in fucking Canada.
This death...
Oh my God, this is terrible. Where do you hear this story? I'm sorry.
Can I get through a sentence without a...
I just fucking hate this. Like, there's so many of them. They all could be like, well, fuck Roach, enough of this. Like, clearly someone's like, I don't want my kid to be fucked.
Yeah.
I'd rather them, freeze to death in the Arctic.
This death led to 14 children being removed from the commune and placed in foster homes in 1987. With the children gone, Roch had grown even more vicious. One particular day, he had put a rubber band around the testicles of a follower. They had become so swollen and infected that he ended up removing a testicle and cauterizing it with an iron.
Are you kidding me? Like, someone just sat around, oh, okay, I get like an elastic band around my fucking balls? Is that the same elastic band that held our broccoli together that we got from the supermarket? I'll just sit here and watch it go blue. Like, this is so stupid. All of them could just get together and be like, enough of Roach. And then just punch him. Each one of them. Just punch him until he stops moving.
In 1988, Solange Boillard had been complaining about pains in her stomach. That night, Roch disrobed her and forced the others to hold her down on the kitchen table. He stuck a tube in her rectum and gave her an enema with molasses and olive oil.
Oh my God!
He punched her in the stomach and then made an incision in her stomach and removed some of her intestines with his own hands. He shoved everything back in and then stitched her up. She died the next day.
Oh my God, I can't believe it took to the next day. Holy fuck.
After Solange's death, he believed that he could bring her back from the dead, that he could resurrect her.
What is he, a fucking warlock now? Like, this is so fucking ridiculous.
He had the followers remove her uterus and saw open part of her skull so he could ejaculate into her brain. No comment for that.
I have no words.
How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
He was convinced this would bring her back to life.
Can you imagine, though, if that was something like that's how you bring people back to life? Like,
she was not brought back to life.
No.
And she was buried on the property, not before having a portion of her rib removed that he would wear around his neck.
Like with hemp rope? Like,
yeah. like a necklace.
Like what kind of necklace goes with a fucking rib of a dead woman?
I know.
I think sterling silver chain link would be nice. Bought it at Ardene's.
Gabrielle Lavallee started complaining about a toothache in November of 88.
Why would you complain about anything?
I was just going to say, after Solange, I would keep any pain to my fucking self.
Yeah, don't say you have a headache. Oh, I don't have a hemorrhoid. No, I am perfectly fine. I don't have a hangnail.
So Gabrielle Lavallee, she started complaining about a toothache in November of 88. He ripped out her tooth with pliers and then chased her around the commune with a knife, slicing one of the tendons in her hand.
Oh, Jesus.
By July, she would have this hand impaled because she was complaining that it was stiff due to its previous injury. But Roch didn't stop there. He then decided that the whole arm needed to be amputated. He chopped her arm off with a meat cleaver, left her in agony for the rest of the night before stitching up the stump of her arm the next day. August 16th, 1989, Gabrielle Lavallee was able to escape. She hitchhiked to Toronto to a hospital. It was there that she shared with everyone the evil happening on the commune. Gabrielle's total injuries were burns to her genitals, a broken hypodermic needle in her back, 8 teeth were removed, parts of her breasts were sliced off,
Oh my God.
blunt trauma to her head, and the amputation of her arm. Gabrielle's escape led to the bust on the Anthill Kids commune. He was first charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of unlawfully causing bodily harm. He was sentenced to 12 years in prison.
Oh my God. Please say there's more.
But one of the followers came forward with the location of Solange Boilard's body. Roch pleaded guilty for her murder and was sentenced to life in prison without the change of parole until the year 2000. By 2011, Roch still had not made parole and would be stabbed to death on February 26, 2011 by his cellmate.
Please tell me the cellmate got the Order of Canada. I hope it was a slow fucking stabbing. I hope it was like, the kind of stabbing where it takes 3 seconds to go in and out.
Oh, God.
In a twist.
He was stabbed in the neck with a shiv. The cellmate, Matthew McDonald, then walked to the guard's office, handed them the shiv, and said, quote, "That piece of shit is down on the range. Here's the knife. I've sliced him up." End quote.
That is fucking phenomenal. Thank you, Matthew McDonald.
Roch was...
What a tremendous... I don't know why he was in prison. He probably deserves to be there, but by God, that was a good thing he did.
Roch was 63 years old. And that is the end of...
Holy fuck. Why did I have to hear that today? It's a Friday.
And that's what...
That is the fat piece of bearded shit?
He looks like a cult leader, though, doesn't he?
Isn't it incredible how cult leaders can grow beards that thick?
Mm-hmm. And these are some of the members.
I can't believe some of them are smiling for the picture. What the fuck? Oh, we're all happy to be here. Oh, they're kissing him. Is he wearing a fucking turban?
Yeah, the 2 women that are kissing him on the cheek are Solange and Gabrielle.
Oh my God. How fucking charismatic can you possibly be? Like sometimes...
It makes me wonder, maybe they were under some sort of influence, if he was, drugging them or something.
I was about to say, the guy made a deal with the devil. People cannot be this fucking stupid. And I know we went through the pandemic and there was a lot of fucking stupidity and I'm seeing more of it now. But this is just beyond stupid. Just taking part in this shit and be like, oh, this is a good day.
But it brings back into question the theory of group mentality, because we have covered a number of cases where whole groups of people agree to murder one person. Look at Seth Jackson. Was that his name? Seth? Yeah. Seth Jackson, the 15-year-old boy that was murdered by 5 teenagers.
Yeah.
Or, it just makes you wonder, how a whole entire group of people who have never even shoplifted before can all agree to murder someone.
Oh, that's fucking gross.
So then it makes you think, if they can do that, can the group mentality come into play with this? People long to feel part of a community. And you brought up the pandemic. Regardless of where you stand politically on that, there was very much group mentality on both sides with that.
Yeah, it's just one side was not fucking stupid.
Right, I agree. But I'm just saying, look how willing people were to be well, you know what? You don't deserve a hospital bed if you don't decide to get vaccinated. Jimmy Kimmel on air said that.
That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
Fuck you. Yeah, that's my message to you. Fuck you and kiss my ass.
He said that on air, that fuck you if you don't get vaccinated. And that was accepted. People in the audience laughed at that. There's that group mentality.
And it's also pretty surprising that anyone laughs at Jimmy Kimmel, the unfunny, stupid fuck. Did any of them get prison time too for just consenting to this crap and helping him?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm glad he got fucking stabbed.
But a lot of the children are around our age now. They were taken in 1987 and some of them are young children, so they're only a few years different. So it's crazy to think that there's people our age that lived under this man's influence.
He has such a thick beard. His face looks like Kathy Bates' vagina.
Oh my God.
I love how he has so much hair, but all his hair is you know what? Let's leave room for a solar panel. This fucking goddamn dome of a brain. Look at that veins popping out of his head. And you know that's the greatest part? How unkempt all his hair looks. Like, he looks like he could hide, like, tons of sandwiches and a rib bone under that beard.
A bird's nest.
But his eyebrows are pretty good. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have the crazy wild eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like, my grandfather, his eyebrows, like, reached for the sky in every direction. He looks like someone who tastes soup 3 days later.
Ew.
In his mouth all the time. Every day he's like, that was good beef barley I had the other day. Or French onion soup, I guess.
Gross.
Can you imagine the hair under him? Like, under that beard?
Yeah, he has a hairy back and chest for sure.
He probably has, like, he looks like the kind of guy where, like, the hair from his beard travels down his front in one continuous long line, spirals around his fucking miniature micro penis, up his chode, up his crack, up his lower back, up his shoulder blades, and then connects to the back of his neck. Just like a loop of hair.
Yeah.
Coarse, dark fucking hair.
Yeah.
He looks like the kind of guy who has breasts, and every so often, they lactate.
Ugh. Oh, that turned my stomach.
He looks like the kind of guy who probably flosses his teeth, like, with a pluck of his beard hair.
That, or like, you know, he had like a thread out of his flannel shirt and uses that to floss his teeth.
He looks like the kind of guy who has, like, a real bulbous mole, like, next to his belly button, and he picks at it.
Oh my God.
He looks like the kind of guy who has a Cheerio always in his belly button. You know? And he never eats Cheerios. But there's always something that's circular and seems like it's a grain.
Oh my
but it's slightly soggy and gray, sitting in his belly button. And he eats it, and he thinks it tastes like a Cheerio. But he hasn't had Cheerios in ages.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm trying to say he's ugly, and he's a fuck ass, and I'm glad he got stabbed to death.
We don't endorse violence here on the Castbox.
No, I'm glad he's fucking dead.
I said what I said.
I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he's out of this world. All right, let's listen to the glorious musings of Joseph Robert Briggs. The best ally you can have in breaking up a street fight is a grandmother.
I wonder what movie that was he was talking about.
I don't know. Like,
Maybe
my one grandmother, you know, being an immigrant herself from the old country, she was like riddled with dementia, like
when
nearing a century years old, and she was still on the roof of her house shoveling snow off her roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in, like, you know, those old Eastern European heeled clog boots.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother, well, my biological grandmother, my dad's mom, died when he was 16, so I obviously never met her. But his stepmom, which was my grandmother, was like a firecracker. Just picture like an old Portuguese woman with the gray bun at the nape of her neck. But in Portugal, it's very old school, but once the husband dies, the women wear black for the rest of their lives. They're always in mourning. So she would always wear like this black t-shirt dress.
T-shirt dress.
Yeah, like it was like a black skirt with like a collared black blouse, and she would always wear that. But she had like terrible eyesight, and when she tried changing the channel of her TV, she would have to like touch her nose to the TV to be able to see.
Oh my God.
But when my dad and brother were in Portugal a few years ago, they were like a mile away at a cafe, and she came out on the balcony and saw them and like yelled their names and waved at them. And my brother's like, what the fuck? Like, she can't see a thing, but she can see us a mile away. She's like, Jeremy, Jack, yelling. Oh, God.
And like there's like a fat baker on like the street. Jerry is back! He's back! Confetti is flying. You know, little girls and little boys like in like high pants and little skirts go running. Daddy, I'm back!
Bonjour! 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 Bonjour!
But yeah, she was very old, and she lived to be very old too, but she was very much like your grandmother that was like still very independent, doing hard work. And in Portugal, like there's where they live, it's a very small town. There's no big grocery store. It's small little market stands. And she would go every day with her cart and fill up on what you need for the day.
That's
and off
awesome.
you go. Yeah. Anyways.
That's incredible.
We really went back in time today.
Yeah. My grandmother did not go easy into that good night. She was so riddled with fucking dementia. She thought my dad was her sister. Like, by God, she still got up on that roof.
Yeah.
She knew the timely tradition of shoveling snow off one sloped roof.
So she had dementia and still lived on her own?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, she could still cook with like a vat of lard.
Wow,
man, her
good for her.
pancakes tasted great though.
Yeah. It's all that high fat and...
I was still young when they put her in a home, and now that I think about it, it was shortly after we had like one Christmas, and she like undercooked like the bread pudding or something like that, and my parents were like, all right, that's it. She can't fucking cook anymore. What's the point? Put her in the fucking home. I feel like that was their reasoning.
Oh my God.
We're not getting any more traditional old German, Ukrainian, Russian meals. Send her packing.
Send her to the home.
Not that she was pooping herself every so often, that there was puddles in places, but nah, she can't cook for us anymore. We might as well get rid of her.
Yeah, the time has come.
Where's the corner?
Yeah.
There's a nurse. Okay. Well, thanks for sticking around for that long.
Yeah, be sure to check out our bloopers at the outro, after the outro music.
Yeah, best of luck. You probably finished your drink twice over by now, so
Yeah, we
drive home safe is what I'm trying to say.
I'm sure we'll have a good drinking game in the show notes for this one, so be sure to imbibe.
Good luck. Bye now.
Goodbye.
You can check us out on YouTube at Catam Concoction.
That's CATAMCONCOCTION.
And on Instagram at cast_Aghast.
Remember, there's a silent H. So sit back, relax, and other euphemism. So sit back, relax, and another euphemism.
Roch was considered extremely intelligent, but would drop out of school.
They always say that about.
I'm going to start over. He rolled high on charisma. Okay.
In the RPG of life.
Oh, God. Cut that out.
Gesundheit. Jogs? Oh, who fucking cares?
In 1981, 2-year-old Samuel Gilgear
God, why didn't you look up how to pronounce these goddamn words?
Roch ordered the commune to say, if ever asked, that Guy Veer was Samuel
Don't apologize to me.
They had become so swollen and infected that he was first charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of unlawfully caused.
It's okay. Try again. That was good barley brief. that was good.
Beef barley.
The best ally you can have is breaking up a street fight. Though the best fuck off.